Hello!
Hello, AOS fans!
It's the agents of Sauron. Or not, maybe. I don't know, it's hard to tell.
Here. It's finally here.
Lords at
Precious.
Rings.
It's Lord of the Rings. It's the Middle-earth strategy battle game.
Yes.
And we're playing Battle Companies. Battle Companies! So we'll probably get lots of things wrong.
Yeah.
Because Pete and I are pretty incompetent.
We're pretty
But we're going to, this is our first, that's not quite true, it's our second ever playthrough of the game. The first one on camera.
First recorded.
We had a game that was sort of slightly cut down version. And that was about a month ago, or maybe more than that, because loads of other things have come up in between, mainly Nethermaze.
And we've mostly been looking through the rulebook since going, how does combat work again?
So I think by the end of the game last time, we actually pretty much got it sussed. Yeah. So probably by the end of this game, we'd have got it sussed. But so if you're first time watchers, do like and subscribe, and do feel free to comment on what we've done wrong or how we could do things a little bit better, because we are literally beginning it on our journey on this game, which is kind of fitting because it's all about journeys, really, isn't it?
Yep, we're going to go to a great big mountain and then burn some jewellery.
Cool.
As always, do like, subscribe, ring the bell, thumbs up and all that good social media stuff. Do follow us on Facebook and Instagram and all those other places. And like Robin says, leave some comments below about what you enjoyed.
Absolutely, please do. So for a scenario tonight, we have picked Seize Ground.
Ooh, okay.
Because we rolled another one randomly, didn't understand it, so we're going to try Seize Ground, which has 5 objectives. And if you're the only fighter within 3 inches, or only your fighters are within 3 inches of an objective, you control it.
Yep.
And at the end of the game, the person who controls the most is the winner. The way we get to the end of the game is basically when one of us is broken.
Which is losing at least half of your models.
Yeah, with our rules reading doesn't normally take very long.
No.
I'm broken, Pete. you start rolling dice once somebody's broken. If you get a 1 or a 2, the game ends. Whoever's holding the most objectives at that point is the winner. Yep. And then we'll probably do a separate video with the post wash up, what happened with our battle company type thing,
how we found the game, and all that kind of stuff.
So so let's crash on, shall we, Pete? Yep.
So just a quick summary of where my models are at. I've got 2 orcs over here with swords and shields. I've got 2 orcs over here with bows, and the rest of my force in the middle. I've got bows.
That's good, are they?
I've got 2 with spears. I've got 2 with great weapons. They're the ones that don't have shields, they're just weapons. And my leaders here as well. My 2 with great weapons are also my lieutenants.
I feel like numbers could be an advantage in this situation.
But we've seen before how quickly they can fold up in a stiff breeze.
That is very true. That is very true. So I have got much more. I've only got 3 here, looking a bit sick at that. And then there's 2 here. My leader's actually here, and this is my sergeant. And then I've got another sergeant over here.
And you've got one of your bowmen over on your right flank.
Bowman here and a bowman here.
And
the other couple have got spears.
Yep, throwing
spears.
Throwing
spears.
Yeah, we have to be careful of that because they're different.
They are different, yes.
Right, so it's time for us to roll for initiative then.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Or
I think it's called priority.
Go on then, Robin.
4.
And I get 3.
So I have priority.
I feel like as the evil side, I should have the black dice though.
Okay.
You should have the white dice, but we'll let that roll count still.
Yeah. Oh.
Right. No, I've got 4.
That's very good of you.
You saw it on the dice roll. That black was definitely a 4.
Right. So I get priority, so I go first.
You do.
So I do all my movement, don't I?
You do all your movement.
We set up, because we're actually playing on a slightly cut down board, because the table isn't 4 feet across, it's only 3 feet across. We've only set up in the first 6 inches, so that still leaves a 24-inch no man's land.
We've effectively just sliced a 6-inch sort of section off around the outside. No one uses that anyway. No one ever. No.
I mean, I think it's about 4 foot that way, but it's definitely narrower that way. So I guess I'm going to start moving. So I'm quite worried about Pete's numbers, but I'm going to quickly move up to this objective, and he's going to pop through the fence, try and get to the middle, to hold the middle. There's a gap in the fence there, or in the wall there, you can't quite see it. So I didn't have to take a movement roll. And then the other guys just move up into the trees, try and get some cover. And this being a very quick game, they all just hop up there, and this one tries to get in reach of the objective, but can't quite make it.
Well, to me, I just start to run all my orcs across the board. One's going to hold the objective and the other runs up. These 2 run up the ladder, and I forget at this stage they need to make a climb roll, but we remember that later on. And then the bulk of my force then just decides to leg it forwards. I've got my spearmen, both of my sergeants and my leader right in the middle there.
I feel like these guys, you could tell they're really green. Battle company straight out the box. They're basically just charging towards each other.
Yeah. We then realise at this point that I need to make some climb rolls for going up the ladder with my archers on the right flank. And one of them can move further, the other one has to stop at the very top of the ladder. He's obviously climbed himself out, he's knackered now.
This is a long way up that ladder. And the other ones run to the end, go, come on!
That's the end of the first round.
Well, that's pretty stressful.
That was very stressful.
Yeah. There was some moving.
Everyone just sort of ah!
Everybody moved lots, so there's no shooting.
Yep. Because if you move over half, you can't shoot at all. And if you try and climb like these did over here, then you can't shoot at all. So it definitely does make you think about what you want to do with your shooting.
Yes, yeah.
So it's time to roll for round 2.
Literally no idea what the tactics are of this game. It's just pretty much me in all games.
Which is annoying when he wins every one.
Second round initiative, it's not a good roll for me.
And I get a 3, which is good enough to get me to go first, which I'm not sure if that's the best thing really to go first or not, but yeah. I decided to start off by moving my archers forward so they can get a good view of the battlefield, and then I move all of my orcs up in the middle just to take that central objective point and make sure that it's nice and protected. And then I'm running one of my solo orcs up on the left flank to come in after you.
And I try and get a bit cagey. I can't get to the objective obviously this turn, so there's no point. That guy does move up close. He's now close enough, in cover, but close enough to the objective to count as claiming. The other ones kind of just hang around at the base of the hill.
They know they've got some spears and such to be able to throw at me, and that's... So on to shooting next, and both my orcs on the right decide to shoot your guy who's trying to hide. I have to roll to see if I can hit him first, and we decide we need a 4 or more for that. So one of them does manage to take a shot at you, so then I have to roll to hit. And these guys aren't great, they need a 5 or more.
But you do get a 6.
I get a 6, which is pretty nice, and then we have to roll for the wound. Now it's only a strength 2 on a bow, and your defense 5, because you've got a shield. So I actually need like a 6. And the chances of rolling 2 6s in a row are nearly 0. But I get it!
Oh, yeah. So
I managed to take one of you guys out
first
straight away.
Because, as I keep forgetting, there's no saving throws or anything in this game. No. Which is great, except at the point where you take a wound and then it's rubbish.
And you're like, I'm just going to roll. I don't know what's going on anymore.
So it's first blood, and I'm no longer controlling that objective.
You then decide to throw your throwing spear at my orc in the middle there.
And I hit.
You get a hit in. You need like a 5 to wound on this one as well.
Am I going to get it? I do not. Boom. A 1.
And then your archer decides to shoot at my rampaging orc coming hurting.
He's close to the wall, so I don't think I have to rake in the way roll.
No, you don't in this situation because you can use the wall as your defence.
And it's a 3, which I believe is a miss.
You need a 4 or more.
4 or more.
You then decide to throw your other spear at one of my guys, and you hit with that one with a 6. Now on this one you need a 5 to wound, because I do not have any defence. I have a defence of 4, I don't have any shield.
Okay, I'll get a 6.
Oh, which is not good for me. I then have to, as it's my sergeant, I decide to use his fate points, which means on a 4 or more, I do not take the wound. And I get it!
6, but you have used up a fate point.
I have, and that's the end of that round.
That's a lot of 6s you've rolled, just going to say.
Quite a few 6s there. So that's the end of turn 2.
Yes, turn 2 is completed. First blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some crazy dice rolls in there.
Lots of 6s, many 6. But my lieutenant over here, he has lost his fate point, so that could be a problem now. He feels very vulnerable.
Looking like being a 4 on 4 in there. It could 4 or 5, I mean.
Good. Well, yeah, it's hard to tell. So, okay, time to roll for turn 3. So you get a 4. I need a 5 or more.
And you beat me again.
Once more, I'm going first, and that orc's going legging it up on the left flank to get towards that objective now. The rest of my guys in the middle, I decided to move more forward so that you're going to have to come to me if you want to get to that objective, and I think you decided not to bother.
I think I just thought I'd keep throwing stuff at you.
Yeah, one of my orcs decides he's going to jump down now, which he does do without injury, but he can't move any more forwards, so he
can't shoot.
Can't shoot. The other guy just edges up a bit, just to maybe take a pot shot off in a moment.
I want to get closer up to the hill, try and perhaps get a bit of cover. Decide not to engage. Then I actually do engage over here by the ruins.
So I'm shooting with my archer at one of your guys now, and I do get a 5 hit, but I get a 1, so do not wound on that one.
No, and I'm shooting again, and I'm shooting all the way down there, which is in range.
Yep, because
your guy on the objective, and I got a 6.
Oh, it's a hit. You do need like 5 to wound though.
Oh,
it's another 1. And you decide to lob another spear at one of my guys over there, or a javelin rather.
A javelin, good throw.
Do you get another hit in?
Yeah, but no wound this time.
So another archer shot off. It's a 1.
Oh, it's a 1. So the archers covering themselves in glory.
Yeah. We're on to combat now on that left-hand side.
Oh,
I got a 6.
Another one of your jammy 6s.
So basically all you do in this game is you roll off against each other. There's no compared weapon skills or anything like that. So it's whoever gets the highest wins.
You only compare if it's a draw, don't you?
Yes, you come to your fight values, yeah.
In our battle companies, they're all pretty much the same.
Yeah. So I do push you back now as I won.
Behind the ruin.
And I do wound you as well.
Oh.
Now he's one of your sergeants.
He is.
Which means he also has a fate point.
Yeah, he's going to use his fate point up. And it is successful. So he still lives to fight another day.
So that's the end of turn 3.
Turn 3.
Nothing really happened there.
So quickly. They go compare with Marvel Crisis Protocol or pretty much any other game we played. It's very fast turns. That was a bit of cut and thrust, but mostly nothing.
Mostly everything missed. I mean, the hit I did land on you, Lieutenant, he managed to save with his might point.
Yes, we both used a might point up.
We have, yes.
Yeah.
So they're a little bit more vulnerable now. So on to turn 4. I've won several now. I get a 4, which means you need a 4 or more.
Oh, I do win this one.
So you get to go first.
Yeah, and I think, it's time to take the fight to you. But there's a lot more of you than there is of me, so this may prove to be a mistake.
You do charge, throw your spear, but you do miss.
Yes, I throw the spear as I come running in. Throwing spear is quite good.
It does give you that chance to get the extra shot off.
Try and outflank you with the archers.
Because they're so good.
I think we quite realised how terrible archers were at this point.
We hadn't, no.
He's moved up slightly.
You can only move half distance if you want to shoot.
Yeah, that's what I did. You're running down to that objective.
He's not bothering to shoot. He's just going to try and leg it to that other objective. And this guy is just going to tuck himself into the cover a little bit more because he was a bit out in the open.
Still close enough to that objective to claim it, however.
Exactly. Sneaky. This is both your archers shooting at him, so he might be hiding, but you do get 2 6s, and that's to enable you to be able to shoot at him. And then you need to roll to hit.
Which I hit with 1.
You get 1, which is bad, but you do need like 5s or 6s.
That's no damage, I need a 5 or a 6.
None at all. So on to the combat, and I get a 4.
And I got a 1, so you won again.
I knock you backwards, but I don't wound you.
You don't worry, where are you going to move me? Oh,
I've knocked you back onto the objective.
Onto the objective.
So then we split up the combats here, and I decide to have them pretty much all one-on-one, but my spearmen are both assisting on the right and the middle combat. So one spearman's assisting my leader in the middle, and one spearman is assisting my champion on the right. So I'd start with the very simple combat on the left, which is my sergeant versus one of your regular guys.
4.
4 for you. And I get a 2, which means you do win that combat. We do keep forgetting to shove them back at this point, but you do shove them back at this stage before striking them.
Right. 6.
You do wound him, which means he's my sergeant. So again, I do need to make a fate point roll with him after he's been shunted back. And I get a 5.
So
he still lives to fight another day. I mean, we were quite lucky in this game. I think spoilers, but we managed to get most of our fate points to work for us. So we move on to the combat on the right hand side, which is, I think, your leader versus my sergeant and an assisting spearman. So I get to roll 2 dice here.
Oh dear.
You get a 2. I get a 2 and a 3. Now I realise at this point my champion is one of the fighters, my sergeant is, and I don't know which one rolled the 2 and which rolled the 3. So I rolled to see who got the 3, and on a 4+ it's my sergeant, and it was my sergeant. Now he has a -1 because he has a great weapon, so even though he rolled a 4, he still effectively only rolled a 3.
Yes, and I decided to boost my roll by 1 using a might point to make it 3 each.
Yeah, which means we then need to roll off to see who won the combat. Normally it's 1, 2, 3 is the good guys, but for some reason we decided on this one 1, 2, 3 was going to be the bad guys, and 4, 5, 6 was the good guys, and then you rolled, and you got 2, so I won. So I win the combat, and I can make 2 attacks, 1 with each of my guys. I'd say I go with the spearman first. He only has a strength of 3, so he needs like 5s, and I only get a 1. But my champion, with his great weapon, or my sergeant with his great weapon, I should say, gets a +1 to his roll, and he gets a 4, which
is what he needed.
Is enough
on the nose. So I'm going to make a fate roll now. And Pete's spoiler was rubbish because I failed that fate roll, and he's off.
So that's your leader out of action already. Yeah. We then move on to the middle combat, which is my champion, or my leader, I should say, and a spearman fighting just one of your regular guys in the centre there. You get a 2, I get a 5, and a 4. So
just to rub it in.
Just to really rub it in, yep. So then I get to roll for my attacks. They both had the same stat, but I managed to miss with both, and neither did any wounds to you. We did forget to shove him back till now. End turn 4, another casualty.
Yeah, to me, this is not looking good.
It can be very, very, I mean, combat, we've just taken a little while to try and work it out, but combat is actually really simple again, but it almost feels very,
too simple.
It almost feels it's almost too simple, but, you know,
And they're very overpowered. I think doubling up seems to have worked. I think your extra numbers in the middle there are going to win out.
Having those spear attacks gets you a lot of extra chances to win. So on to turn 5.
Oh.
A mighty 1 from you.
Yeah.
I decided to roll the dice even though you won last time, so I couldn't fail that
A mighty 2.
So I moved my archer over to the right to take that objective.
Push up here.
And decided to charge back into combat there as well. And then everybody's just getting stuck in the middle here, piling into all your guys. 2 of those jumping onto your leader, and the other one's jumping onto the other poor sod.
I actually think it's right. Okay, I'm going to try and shoot the guy over the other side. Now the other archer thinks, I don't seem to be hitting anything. I'm going to charge into combat.
So on to shooting. Your archer shoots at my archer.
Which is a hit.
You get a hit on it, but no wounds.
But no wound.
So fight comes around, and I get to choose the order as I have initiative. So I decided to go with the one over on the very left flank again to start with.
And I roll a 4 to your 2.
And you get a 2. So you have won the combat, and then you have to roll to injure me. Yeah,
I need 5s. I get a 4, but I have got a might point left over. This is my other lieutenant, and he takes him down.
He's dead. That's it. There's no rolls to save or anything like that. And he's not a hero. So we move over to the combat on the right-hand flank, which is my sergeant, backed up by a spearman against one of your guys.
Against my boss.
Against your boss, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
You only got a 2.
Got 2 is not a good roll.
Not the greatest.
But didn't you only get a 1?
And my spearman only got a 1, and then I rolled for my sergeant, and he got a 2.
So I used my might point, because my leader hadn't used his yet, and to win the combat.
You won, and you decided to take a shot off at my sergeant, because you could pick, and they pretty much have the same defence characteristic.
But it's only a 1. Story of the day, hit and then don't wound.
We then decide my fighter over on this left-hand side of the combat is going to go after your archer instead. I get a 4.
4. And I only get a 6. Oh, I got a 6.
Only a 6. So even though he's only got a bow, he manages to beat
you over the head with
my sergeant. He rolls a wound. Just a 3.
No, he can't wound. However he uses his weapon, he can't wound anything with it.
And then we go on to the middle combat, which is my leader, backed up by another spearman against just one of your regular blokes. I roll for my spearman first, I get a 3, and then my leader, I get a 1.
Can I beat that? I cannot. I just get a rubbish 2.
So both of my guys get to then make an attack. My spearman goes first and gets a 1.
Surely you won't get another 1.
No, it's impossible. Chances of that.
That makes up for your double 6
Must
earlier
be like
in the game.
1,000,000 to 1.
But you do win the combat, so you push me back.
And shove you back. Turn 5 down, an orc has bitten the dust.
Oh yeah, suddenly I feel happier now.
I was going to say, you've killed somebody.
It's going back and forth.
This game's right, isn't it?
It's quite good fun.
The combat in the middle, lots of close calls, but nobody's managed to land a telling blow yet. So
no.
On to turn 6.
Turn 6. So we roll off. I get a 3. You get a 3, but because you had initiative, I get it back.
You do. You go.
This archer just sidles very slowly over towards the objective.
Just 3 inches.
So he can still shoot. It's 3 inches. You can do a lot with 3 inches, you know. There's a bit of jostling for position.
And you
charge into your lieutenant, is that?
Yep.
Sergeant. I never know. They're sergeants or lieutenants. I never know.
Champions, I'm calling them now.
Champions, okay.
Those 2 run around to that side there, although it doesn't matter too much because then when I get to my movement, I can just charge people in. So my spearman moves up to assist, and my leader runs over to take on that other guy.
So we pair off the leader against the guy on the left, and your 2 against the remaining person.
And it's shooting.
Shooting, ha! Very effective shooting round. I completely miss.
And I completely missed too.
Oh, you missed slightly better than I missed.
It was a closer miss.
Yeah.
So we're on to combat, and it's my sergeant and a spearman against one of your dudes.
But I don't get a good roll.
No, you do not. I rolled a 6 with one of them, so there's no point in rolling for the second guy, because as long as one of them beats you, I win the combat.
Back I go.
Give him a shove back.
This goes my boss.
And I rolled a wound, and it's just a 2 there.
2 is not good.
The other guy, my sergeant, then rolls, and he gets a 3.
Which is also not good enough.
No, it is not. So then move on to the combat, which is my leader against your, I don't think it's one of your archers, I think it's one of your regular guys.
Yeah, I think I've just got plebs left over there now. Oh, and you get a 6.
And my leader...
I get a 6. Sorry, I got a 6. I know what I'm doing.
My leader managed to just get a crushing 2.
So I push your leader away. Be gone.
Be gone, you.
No, I need to try and wound him.
Yeah, but you needed like 5s.
I do need a good roll.
Oh, so it was close. That was pretty close, but not to be. So it's the other combat with one your archer versus my other sergeant.
I get a 2, which is not a good start.
I get another 6, so I win that combat without having to roll any more. And then I decided to roll for the damage with my sergeant first because I get a +1 on this.
And it's enough.
I get a 5. That's more than plenty.
Snap his bow.
I take him out.
Break his brains.
Slap his face.
And he's gone. And it's just looking like, oh dear for me now.
Turn 5, another man taken down, this time by my lieutenant.
I think it's only a matter of time now before you win.
But it only takes 1 round of sudden dice roll flurries to turn things around.
But it's true. I had a chance. My boss man won,
yeah,
but then fluffed the attack roll.
Almost, but not.
Yeah.
So, okay, so on to turn 6. Do I roll for turn initiative and get 5?
4. I only got 4.
So I win.
You take it back.
There's not much to actually happen now because we're so close. It's just a question of who's going to end up punching you in the face. So one of my sergeants attacks your leader over there with a spearman in tow, and my other leader decides to go after your bowman.
Yeah,
because your last guy's already tied up.
Yeah.
So on to shooting, I decide to fire both my archers at your leader, and I need a 4 or more to hit you, or 1 to 3 I hit my own.
Oh, you hit both.
Both of them hit you, but I do have to roll a hit first. I need 5s for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of them hit. I don't know why I completely forgot to roll for hit the other one. I rolled a wound. I get a 6.
Oh.
So I actually do a wound to your leader.
You do. And I've got a fate point.
Fate point time. 4 or more.
4 or more. Oh.
The first fate point to be failed. Your leader takes an arrow to the buttock.
And he does. Through the orcs.
And he's taken
buttocks.
Out. Through the orcs' buttocks out the other side.
Yeah.
So we move on to my leader's combat against your archer. I get a 2.
I guess not a good time to get a 1.
It's not a good time to get a 1. Then I have to roll a wound, but I get another 2, so that doesn't do any wounds. But I do shove you back. Go on, get away. Then onto my sergeant, my spearman against your last guy. I get a 4 from my leader.
And a 3.
Or my sergeant, I should say, and a 3 for my spearman.
I rolled a 3, but you get -1 on your leader.
Because I have a great weapon, so we have to roll again to decide who wins.
Yeah.
We say on a 1, 2, or 3, it's me.
And it's a 3, so it's you.
Hooray! So I roll for both my attacks.
And you hit.
A 5 is enough to take you out.
So your wounds on, you already hit.
And we rolled dice to see who it was, and it was the spearman that did the damage. Yeah. It was the spearman what won it.
It was a disastrous turn for me with your
brutal.
ridiculous jammy shooting.
Some insane shooting over there. They're not orcs, they're like elves in disguise.
Just going to say, my dice rolls in this game suck.
They have been very bad.
Have I succeeded? No.
No, I haven't. Why am I rolling these stupid dice?
Yeah.
So your boss got taken out, and so did your other guy over there. So
I think I'm going to flee, actually. I don't know how that works.
I
think I'll run away. But if I roll a 1 or a 2, it's the end of the game anyway.
Yeah, so let's see what happens.
It's a 1! See, another 1.
That's the end of the game. Another 1. I should have rolled that dice. If I'd have rolled, we'd still be going. See?
That is the evening in a nutshell.
That is how this has gone the entire time. So that's the end of the game. Or at that point, we then count up the objectives, but I do have 4.
So you've got, so it's 4-1.
I've stolen 4 of the rings. I can make a knuckle duster out of that one.
You can, yeah. You've got, I don't know, elves or dwarves, but only 3 for the elves, so it's not the elven ones you found.
No.
Well, that game sucked. I don't know why I'm going to play this. I think we're going to carry on playing other games.
Lord of the Rings is stupid and I don't like it. But we are going to do a wash-up video where we're going to talk about the game, our general thoughts on everything else. So do check that one out. There will be a link in the description. And we are also going to bring it out in podcast audio-only format, just for anybody at home who wants to listen to it there. So do check out the description for those as well.
Absolutely. See you soon.